Well, hello again, and welcome to another Hyperion morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing well out there. Hopefully, your week has gone smoothly. We made it. It's Friday. Yes, Tony, happy Friday. We made Oh, I love that picture of you and Mickey there. Great picture. Yeah, happy Friday, everybody. We did make it. We're here. We're here. We're onward. We just got to get through the day, and it's the weekend, everybody. Fantastic. Good morning, Marianne. Welcome to the show. So glad to have you along with us. Glad to have you all along with us. Thanks for joining us. Again, as I say all the time, whether you're watching this live with us, whether you're watching it later in the day, whether you're watching it later in the week, later in the month, later in the year, I don't care. I'm just glad that you've come along to join us on this journey of positivity that we're on here, and just makes me happy. Just makes me happy. So, what's going on in your world? For me, I was scrambling once again. I know this is a broken record, but I was scrambling again to the last minute to get this show. I mean, literally to the last minute to get this on the air. But I'm here. Some things may be missing that I was hoping to have on the show today, but that's okay. We're here. We're going to celebrate. We're going to have some fun. As for here in Florida, brr, it's chilly. I don't know about what's going on here. It's all relative. I know. Okay. Chilly here in Florida compared to what everybody's going through in the bomb cyclone or whatever is, it's nothing. But for us here in Florida, it's a chilly morning. Like it's in the 40s and 50s today. And tomorrow it's supposed to get down into the 30s and 40s. Not all day, but early, like at this time right now. We had the heater on for the first time last night. So for a while, anyways, since last winter. So we've got some brisk weather going here through Florida. And I always find it interesting because now's the time when we can actually break out those spirit jerseys or it's sweater weather. I love a good long sleeve shirt. I'm not a spirit jersey person per se, but I love a good long sleeve shirt. But I hesitate to buy them when we're out at the parks or whatever, because I know that there's very little time here in Florida that I'll actually ever get to wear them. So they need to be very specific if I'm going to purchase them. Well, now is the time to break out that sweater, maybe even break out that coat, because it's going to be a little chilly, especially if you're going to be out in the Disney parks at night. It's going to be chilly for the next few days, but I love it. I'm happy for it. It makes it feel like fall. It makes it feel like we're almost in Thanksgiving for me personally, but it makes me happy. It makes me happy. What is this? We broke out the Disney hoodies yesterday morning. Absolutely. It's a great time for those Disney hoodies. It's another thing. Like I can't feel like I can ever purchase too many of them, because when do I get to wear them here in Florida? It's just not very often. So very, very happy that we get to do that now for the next few days. And we are getting more of that coming up as we move through the end of fall and on into winter. And that's excited. Hey, Donna, good morning. Welcome to the show. Glad you're along with us over there on the West Coast as well. So happy Friday, everybody. Today is also a big day theater-wise, not necessarily for Disney. That's next week. But this week, you got your choice of possible films to check out, because are you more of a Wicked or are you more of a Gladiator 2? Well, they're both in theaters today, so you have your choice. What do you think I am? Where do you think I fall on that aspect of which of these two movies that I might go to? I think it's pretty obvious, if you know me at all, which one I would go to. We are not planning on going to either of them right now. Possibly one of them, depending on what we hear about it, what we find out. We're more focusing on Moana 2 here, coming up here in about a week. But excited for, I'm a little excited for both these films, but specifically one of them, I think you know which one that is. But if you are going to either one of these films or both of them, hope you have a good time. Hope you enjoy it. Have some fun this weekend checking out these movies. What else are we talking about on this Friday, November 22nd, 2024? Well, how about this? It is National Substitute Teacher Day. And man, love our substitute teachers, because they have to step into a very difficult role. All our teachers don't get paid anywhere nearly as much as they should. I mean, they deserve way, way more money than they get for all they do, for all that they help create with our youth in our country. They deserve so much more than what they get. But our substitute teachers, especially because they have to go into these various different roles regularly and have to kind of fill in, and it can't be easy. I just can't imagine having to do that. And you're learning new kids all the time, new lesson plans all the time. Sometimes you're stepping in for a day, sometimes you're stepping in for a week, a month. It's got to be an interesting and difficult decision to make. But really thrilled and happy for those substitute teachers, but thrilled for all the teachers. Thank you for all you do. Thank you very much to all our teachers out there. What else are we celebrating on this day? Hey, it is National Cranberry Relish Day. Cranberry relish. Do you like cranberry relish? We talked about cranberry sauce yesterday, more of a cooked product. The cranberry relish is more of a kind of just a food processed product that's kind of a chopped version of it. I mean, just think of relish, what it is, like chopped pickles. But this is with cranberries, of course, obviously some sugar, maybe some apples. I've seen some pears in there, of course, a little citrus, depending on what you like. I'm okay with cranberry relish. I like cranberry sauce more myself, but hey, if cranberry relish is your thing, today's your day to celebrate. I've got another recipe for you today. I was going to put the link here, but I just didn't have time. But I will show you the picture because it's another one of our favorite dishes that we will always have on our Thanksgiving. It is our roasted fall vegetable plate, which has butternut squash, it has carrots, it has parsnips, it has sweet potatoes, yams, and Brussels sprouts. It is a delicious, delicious combination. You get a little sweet, a little bitter, all sorts of different textures, all sorts of different flavors. It is one of my favorite things. It's not difficult to put together other than just obtaining all the different ingredients. And you can miss a few of them. If you can get yams but not get sweet potatoes, fine. If you can get, if you don't like Brussels sprouts, leave the Brussels sprouts out. I like the kind of the little bitterness it adds, but also a little earthiness that they add to them. I love Brussels sprouts. But if you don't like them, leave them out. Carrots, parsnips. If you can't find those, don't like them, don't add them. But I like all of them combined and the flavors that they put together, and they are a welcome addition to our Thanksgiving table. And that recipe is on our Disney Dishes blog. Again, do a search there for Thanksgiving. Do a search for roasted fall vegetables. It'll be there. I'll put the link in when I post this on YouTube, and you can find it there as well. But trust me, it is another wonderful, wonderful, delicious recipe. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, on this day, as I look at my notes, because they're all over the place, as I didn't get to place them like I wanted to today, we are celebrating, hey, on this day in 1989, excuse me, wow, I missed it. Did I miss a slide? I think I missed a slide. Well, in this day, I'll talk about Beauty and the Beast in a second. But in 1989, the Swan Hotel opened in, boy, I'm a mess again. I got to start getting these things ready earlier. But as you see, my no hat today. I had to shower today. I'm going to work right after I get done with this because I'm taking a long lunch today for something involving our show. We may be just talking with somebody today involving our show. So I'm taking a long lunch today. So I'm starting work very, very early. Right after I get done with this, I guess I better move on. Anyway, Swan Hotel out at Walt Disney World Resort opened on this day in 1989. It was a joint venture between Disney and Starwood Hotels, which later was bought by Marriott. Is now run by Marriott Weston, Marriott property. And the Swan Hotel, it's a very distinctive hotel, very much so on the Walt Disney World property. It opened on this day. It's a long, interesting story behind it. I'm not going to get involved with it completely, but it has to do with a legal battle between Disney and a developer and a whole bunch of things that started it, and Michael Eisner looking to get more conventions within Disney. It's an interesting story. Check it out if you get the time. But yeah, on this day, 1989, the Swan Hotel opened. The Dolphin would open a little bit later. Of course, Swan and Dolphin, as you know it. Going more to where you see the slide here and what makes more sense with it. 1991, Beauty and the Beast hit theaters, widely released on this day, and it's at least one of my favorites, if not my favorite ever Disney animated film. So good. What a great story. What a great film. Of course, it was the first animated movie ever to be nominated for Best Picture. Didn't win, but it did win the Golden Globe for Best Picture Musical or Comedy. It did win a couple of Academy Awards. Just a wonderful, wonderful, amazing film. And it was on this day in 1991 that it was released widely. Also, here's another resort. On this day in 1994, All-Star Music opened up out of the Walt Disney World Resort. It was the second of the All-Star resorts. It's actually the one that we have not stayed at yet. We've stayed at All-Star Sports. We've stayed at All-Star Movies. Love them both. We've just not stayed at All-Star Music yet, but we love the All-Star Resorts, the value resorts. All-Star Sports was the first ever Walt Disney World Resort that I ever stayed in personally. But we love them. We think they're great for kids. Value resorts, quote unquote, so they're a little bit better price wise. I mean, again, everything's relative. Disney price wise, they're a little bit better, but love the All-Star Resorts. They're laid out so well. They're decorated so well. I think the rooms especially are doing great. Marianne says music has the best sound. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it, for music, that they would have the best sound. So that's cool. But I love their food courts. Their food courts are amazing. Like there's everything for the entire family in their food courts. Yeah, I mean, it's a little more to get to. They're a little spread out and sometimes a little bit tough to get to from there to the parks and back. But love the All-Star Resorts. I think they're phenomenal. And today, the second one opened up. It was, like I said, it was on this. Hey, it's 30 years old today. Happy birthday, All-Star. Happy 30th birthday to All-Star Music. All-Star Sports had opened up earlier in that year. It was the first of them. And then All-Star Movies would open up a little over 4 years later to complete the All-Star Resort area. But yeah, very exciting news. Also on this day, 1995, a movie that changed animation, that changed filmmaking in so many ways, was released in theater. The original Toy Story was released in theaters in 1995. Such an amazing film. Again, talk to me on whatever day. This may be my favorite Toy Story film. I don't know. But again, no matter what you think, whichever is your favorite, it didn't matter. This movie changed how animated movies were made, and it changed for better or worse. It changed so much about film. And yeah, very, very happy birthday to it as well. Also on this day, another great, great movie, one of our favorites. These are all some of our favorite movies. This is a day that some of our favorite movies came out. Coco was released in theaters widely in 2017 on this day. Just a beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous film with a really touching story, amazing music, just an amazing, a fantastic film for sure. And finally, as we all know, hashtag Real Men Love Frozen on this day in 2019, Frozen 2 came out in theaters. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the original Frozen? Do you like Frozen 2? Again, ask me whatever day. I love them both. I think I would lean towards the original just a little bit more, but I love both films. They're both excellent. And I'm excited for the 3 and 4 coming up here in the next several years. So yeah, you know me, I love Frozen, and Frozen 2 is phenomenal for sure. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, this is interesting because I found this fascinating. 1957, Simon and Garfunkel. Do you believe that that's Simon and Garfunkel in that picture? I don't think I ever would have recognized them. Well, they made their first appearance on American Bandstand in 1957 on this day. They went by Tom and Jerry. They weren't Simon and Garfunkel at that point. They went by Tom and Jerry, and they made their first appearance singing one of their hit songs on American Bandstand back on this day in 1950. Again, I never would have recognized them in this pic. I mean, I can sort of see it now that I know who they are, but never would have guessed it. Never would have guessed it. It's far from what you know, when they were playing in Central Park, what they look like at that point, for sure. Also on this day in 1967, a movie that I love, The Producers, was widely released in theaters. It stars, of course, Gene Wilder and Zero Mostel. It didn't do well when it came out in theaters. It bombed. They were thinking about pulling it all out of the theaters. It actually went on to win an Oscar, though, for Best Original Screenwriting for Mel Brooks. And then as we know, it went on to do phenomenally in Broadway, released another movie later on. Of course, it's a cult classic. People love it now. It is a funny, very, very funny movie, but it was not received exactly well when it first came out, but we know it a lot differently now. So I thought that was kind of fascinating news. Hey, if it is your birthday today, November 22nd, 2024, a very happy birthday to you. Here are a few of the people, and boy, there are some big names out there that you celebrate your birthday with. How about great comedian, of course, star of Caddyshack, just a funny, funny guy, Rodney Dangerfield, born on this day, 1921. Of course, we lost him back in 2004, but he would have been 103 today. Man, so funny. He doesn't get no respect at all. Rodney Dangerfield. So funny. How about great tennis legend Billie Jean King? She turns 81 today, born in 1943. Happy birthday to her. New Disney legend Jamie Lee Curtis, born on this day in 1958. She turned 66 today, of course, from the Halloween movies, True Lies, Freaky Friday, Freakier Friday coming out. I believe it's next year. Just great actress and a very beloved actress for sure. Very happy birthday to her. Hey, Bruce Banner, the Hulk himself, Mark Ruffalo. He turns 57 today, born on this day in 1967. Love so many of his roles. 13 going on 30. Love him in that. I love him in so many different roles. But of course, he's an Avenger. Love him very much. Speaking of Avengers, how about Scarlett Johansson, another actress who's done so many phenomenal things, but of course, probably we know her best as Black Widow. She turns 40 today, born on this day in 1984. And another Disney legend and a Disney princess, Ali Carvalho. She turns 24 today. She's only 24. She was so young when she did the original Moana. Born on this day, 2000, and now getting set next week for Moana 2 to come out. Just phenomenal. What a great voice she has. She seems like a wonderful person in every interview I've seen with her. So congratulations to her on her success. A very happy birthday to her. And again, if it's your birthday, a very happy birthday to you as well. Okay, going to begin to wrap things up here. I can't give you information yet because I don't want to jinx anything, but we do have an interview scheduled for today. I'm taking a long lunch to get it done. Very excited about it. Holding my breath that I'm not worried about the interview so much. The person we're speaking to, I think, is going to be extremely interesting and seems like to be an extremely nice person. And so I'm not worried about that. I'm always worried about technology. Like I can control what we discuss. I can't control what our guest answers will be, but I cannot control absolutely what the technology does. I do my best, but I can't. So that's always where my nerves lie. But I'm excited for this one. I'll be able to tell you more about it later today. We may share some things on social media, but definitely on tomorrow's show, I will be letting you know what's going on because it's all involved this week's episode. And I'm very, very excited for it. I think you're going to be excited too when you find out who and we're talking about and what the many subjects we'll be discussing as well. So that's later today. Hey, everybody, have an amazing Friday. Remember, please get out there, share some kindness, share some smiles, and share some positivity. And of course, have a very magical day. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Until that time, bye, everybody.